we got. This is getting to be very, very long. I might have to divide it into two. Alright, so this would be a Valentine's. Cute little Valentine's print. I'm not sure who. Flirty Hearts. Patrick Luce of Patrick Luce Fabrics. Okay, I don't really recognize that one, but it's a pretty print, so I'll put it with my Valentine stuff. How's that? I was thinking maybe I'd put it with that pink bundle, but I think I actually just want to put it with the Valentine stuff. Alright, so next. Christmas. This totally would have been one that I would have bought. Actually, most of these fabrics here, I really haven't seen one yet that I wouldn't have liked. So, I might not necessarily have bought them, but I like them. So, Nancy McKenzie. What's the name of the line? Christmas Miniatures 2. It's cute. Oh, let me turn it around the right way and see if you can see enough of it. But that is really cute. I'm going to have to think of something for that. Here comes another Christmas quote. Yay! That's pretty. And again, this is enough that even if I don't put it into a block pattern for the front of a quilt, it's almost enough to... well, it's a yard, and I could add some scraps to it and come up with the backing of a lap quilt. But also, who am I kidding? I'm going to use that on the front. It's pretty. Alright, put that down there with my Christmas stuff. Ooh, and here's a couple pretty prints here. So again, this is more what you usually get in a scrap bag. The strengthened pink. Again, so it's the same design as the big piece that I have, but a little bit pale pink blush color to it. So that's very pretty. Oh, and here's a bit more similar to what I have in the previous line that I made a quilt from my sister-in-law. It's not quite like this, but it's this color, and yeah, I love that little owl. She's so cute. Anyhow, I was wondering if there was a salvage on this one. I'm assuming that it's the same designer, but all of a sudden I couldn't think. I'm going to guess that it is. She's just done a different line, or a little bit different style. This is the first time that I think well, maybe she's done it before and I just haven't seen it, but I think this is the first time that one of the fabrics in that collection, like I said, the butterflies didn't have the ribbons in it, and the other flower pattern didn't actually have the ribbons in it either, but the thought is still there in it. So yeah, I'm going to put those with that. And let's see, I wonder, Corey Dantini by Blend. I might have to look into that manufacturer. That is a pretty fabric right there. So that would be a pretty spring summery part of a quilt or wall hanging. You could fussy cut the flower, all that sort of thing. You fussy cut it more like that, something like that. That's really pretty. You could even just do the big block out of it, and I could even see just doing like a scrappy border around that right there, and maybe doing like an embroidery or, you know, like a saying or something like that. I don't know. I see all kinds of different things sometimes. Half of them I never do, but I think about it. So, alright, let's put that aside. Another little pink here to go in my pink bundle. Just little pink flowers. So, and just a little scrappy piece, but I'll put that in the little bundle and never know what you do with that or what I might come up with for that. Alright, random sewing machines. Alright, so this is a Riley Blake, She Who Sews, the Janet Wecker Frisch. So this will go with the tape measure fabric. I might get it back up here and we'll take a look at it because I'm pretty sure this next one goes with it too. Yep, Janet Wecker Frisch. Okay, so these two right here, and then that one. Put it this way. I'm not sure how I like that. I like the sewing theme, but let me turn it around. I like the sewing theme, but I really like this one, and I really feel like it's supposed to be like the other prints are variations of grays, and I don't know. I think I would have liked this one. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I do like it, but it's just kind of odd. That particular pairing of those three. There's probably a whole lot more to this line, and you can pair up these ones, or you could pair up all the grays. And I think that's what I would have liked better. If this was more like larger buttons in black and white, and then if this was a gray background with the sewing machines, I think I would have liked it a little better. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. I will either do something with this, or I will get some more of the fabrics from that same collection and mix and match it and make it work. And like I said, I could even possibly put that in there. I know it's not really the same line, but I kind of like it. In fact, I wish this one had been a little bit more along this line, but since it's not, I actually kind of like this bundle the way it is now, having the little button and having the miscellaneous larger size buttons. That might work. Alright, let me throw that down there. This is a nice piece. So this is about standard for a scrap bag too. This is more than a fat quarter. And let's see, 14 inches, so it's not quite a half a yard. Yeah, 18 inches would be, but it's definitely more than a fat quarter, so that's nice. Good enough to do something with here. Felicity fabric. So I actually have a bunch of Felicity fabrics, so I might try to figure out, most of mine are jelly rolls, so I might try to figure out which one this would go with and put it with that. And just have excess of this particular print. So then you could use all the other jelly roll strips, but really put more of this particular color in it, in the quilt. Alright. Then again, I might use this for something totally different. But I like to try to, if I know that I have a jelly roll or a layer cake of this same line, I try to put the scrap pieces with it too, just so that I know when I go to do the project I have more than enough. Okay. What do we got here? So this is a pretty good size. Thread Mills Company. I wonder if this is another, and even if it's not, that's where it's going. Yep, She Who Sews. Okay. So now we do this. And then how do we feel? Yeah, I'm going to leave it together. Let's see, I don't know. Does just that or add that in there? Sometimes like adding this in here, knowing that it's not really what the designer had in mind, I feel awkward at sometimes, and then I think, no, I like it. Doesn't really matter. Or I might set this in my bundle and say, hey, this will probably be for the backing then. So, alright. I'm going to go ahead and put these just a little bit closer together so I can stack them a little easier. Alright. Put that down there. Okay, we've got another print of the fruit. So this is a really pretty, more of an olive color to it. So I'll add that in with the other one there. And that'll be pretty. And actually, you know what? No, I don't think this works, but let me show you. Yeah, no, I don't think it works. For a second there, I was like, nope. Nope. Doesn't hurt to try, though. Alright, so pretty blue snowflakes. Definitely good for Christmas. Most wonderful time of the year. Michael Miller Fabrics. Okay, so there were a couple others that I think this goes with it, so I'll set them over there. And actually, I think I've got a couple more coming up here that are from the same line. So let me just fold that up that way and put it off to the side. I'll pull this one on out. Boy, if it doesn't go together, it sure seems like it. Nope, it doesn't. Peppermint Candy Street. Jane Dixon for Michael Miller Fabrics, Peppermint Candy Street. Well, actually, no, it is. Jane Dixon. Snowdrops. So, same designer and Michael Miller Fabrics, but different, actually, collections. So, but boy, I think they're both blue, and I think they're both a very similar blue, and I like them. But, again, I would have to put something, you know, like the right thing in there with it. I wouldn't necessarily want to just do a 2-color quilt that is not actually 2 different colors. It's just 2 different designs. So there's got to be like a 3rd and maybe even a 4th design to go in there. Alright, awesome. Guess what else we got? Woo! Another She Who Sews. So I will include that in the bundle as well. And we'll see how that looks. Alright, so technically this is what is in the bundle. So we got the red, we got the little buttons, we've got the blue sewing machines, and the gray and the white. So let's see. Let's do something like this style. Maybe kind of sometimes just laying it in a different order makes it feel more like, yeah. Or the red and white, the black and white, the bluish, and the buttons, and then the gray. I don't know, what do you think? I wonder, let's see, Nope, they all say the same thing. Okay. I was thinking maybe these two said a little bit different sayings on them. And then throw that in there just for good measure. I like it. Alright, toss this aside again. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this one out real quick. So this is actually, I think, from Riley Blake's Red Collection. And so I think it's a Lori Holt, actually. So this would be one where I would have difficulty deciding, do I want to keep that in the with the couple of Red Collection fabrics, or do I want to put it in here to use as, you know, a little bit of a extra piece for this sewing themed quilt. I'm thinking I want to do this. Because something like, well, let me go ahead and put it upside down. Something like that gives it a little bit more color to the bundle. Yep, I like that. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay, this is part of the Red Collection. Same fabric as this one right here. Or same pattern, not the same color. Okay. We got a batik here. That's a pretty one. Put that off with the batiks. And another ribbon one. So we'll put that together with the ribbons. Let me get some, I gotta move some stuff out of the way here. I'm getting too much over here to the side. Alright, so put that with the ribbons. And honestly, when I see this with this, and that's a very pink, then I start thinking maybe that actually goes with that. So I'll put that with that. Anyhow, and then this, pretty sure, goes with this collection. And even if it doesn't, it looks like it does to me, so that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a pink of the checkered too that I'm certain had the strength in pink on the salvage. So let me pull. I'm going to pull my pink bundle back over real quick and show you what all I got. So like I said, this one right here is very similar to the line that I had a few years back. It was probably like maybe her next collection or the one right after that, because it had the same color here and a lot of the squigglies and the ribbons were done in that style. Didn't actually have the owls and the birds and butterflies in that, but it was a very similar kind of style. So I have a lot of scraps left from that, so I'll put this with it, and I'll be able to make some nice quilts from that. And I will actually, at some point in time, I'll hopefully be able to do some of those and donate them. So, but that's that kind of pink. And then, so looking at this bundle that I've kind of tossed together. So this was a fabric that I just got last week. This was the one that I was saying that this same designer has actually, the collection is still, this is actually Hope in Bloom, and she is still, I think, donating part of her proceeds to cancer research. But this particular one doesn't have the ribbon actually in it, but it still has very much that feel of pretty in pink. So, but it's a very, they're just different pinks, right? which they can all be put in together and made to blend, but they are pretty different. So this was mostly stuff that I just kind of curated from my stashes of pinks. This one actually came in the scrap bag as well. And so these came in the scrap bag today, and this, I think I just had this earlier in the video. Anyhow, so this was all stuff that I just had in my pile already. And I think that one might have actually been from that previous collection too, or something like that. I don't know, anyhow. So this all came today, and these were from my scrap bag the other day. This, I think, I don't think this is a new one. I think this is an older one, an older line, and it very much will go with the stuff that I already have in another box. So I'll put that on the top, and I'll find that box and put them all together. And then this stuff right here actually, I think, is 2 different lines, but I think they blend together well enough that I'm going to definitely put these all together. Let me take a look here, remind myself. Strength and Pink. I don't think either one of these had a salvage that I could read. No, but it's got butterflies on it, and that's got butterflies on it, and did this one have, this one's got butterflies on it. The Hope and Bloom actually had ribbons on it, so Strength and Pink. And what did this one say? Strength and Pink. So this is the same collection as well. And then kind of put these a little bit like that. This would be also Strength and Pink, I'm sure, but a different colorway. And I'm pretty sure that's what all this is, just a different colorway of it. So I am actually going to put all this together, and I'll try to figure something out at some point. You see, like this one, I would say this would be the go-between for both of these colorways. So I think it's got the real pink, and it's got the more blushy kind of pink. So put all that in a pile, and I am going to go ahead and put this on the pile as well, even though, like I said, I know this was all stuff that I just pulled randomly from my stash, and that this actually is something that's going to go more with what I have in another box from an older quilt. And part of how I can tell is like the black around the ribbon, like that was the style of the other one. So, and then this is also Strength and Pink, I believe it was. I don't think it's the Hope and, yeah, Strength and Pink. So, and again, that's where, you know, the different colorways are going to blend together because of the different colorways in this particular fabric here. And like I said, this might actually just be the backing. Sorry, I'm repeating myself a lot because I'm trying to think of what all I want to do. Okay, I got just a little bit left here. Okay, and actually it looks like Christmas. So this was that same line. Oh, and it's a doggy Christmas. Oh, that's so cute. That is really cute. Those would make really good Christmas doggy scarves. I might have to donate this to my kennel, or not kennel, groomer. Because that would be some really cute dog scarves. Yep. That's so cute. I also could make some really cute dog stockings for all the spoiled dogs out there in the world. I only have 2 of them here. But I'm sure there's more. Alright. And that is a pretty summery fabric. Don't know what line it is. Don't really can't think of anything else that came out of this box that goes with it. Oh, yep, Beach Baby. Duh. I should have known that. I just don't know that I would necessarily would have put flowers together with the beach theme, but it was the same colors. I should have known it. So let me pull that out and show you all those together. Yep. I should have known it was the same colors, but it's I like it. It's nice. It's it gives it something a little bit different than just these. And you'll have an extra little blender in there. Awesome. So that will be a quilt right there. Definitely. I wonder how many, if that was a full yard. That's not usual in the scrap bag. So let's see. About, yeah, more than a yard. So awesome. Definitely enough for a 3-yard quilt here. So it's a 1 yard and a 2 yard, and between them this is definitely 3 yards. So sometimes if you have those 3-yard quilt patterns, occasionally you can actually take something like this and change up the blocks slightly to include a little bit of each of those fabrics there. And also sometimes with 3-yard quilts you don't use all of one of the yards. And actually that blue right there might be enough on its own. So anyhow, all right. Well, let me kind of package this back up here, and I got just one last fabric and I will let you go. Oh, nope, actually I got more than that. Oh, boy. Okay. Batik. Pretty batik. And just a little bit of a piece. So getting to be that's a little more typical of a scrap bag, was what I was starting to say. Okay. That's pretty. The Spirit to Create. Free Spirit Fabrics. That's a pretty one. And that's definitely more than a yard. And I say that, and then it isn't. It's about 32 inches, maybe. So, very pretty. I could almost see using this with like a horse panel. Using this on the border. Spirit to Create. Okay, and then next one. So this is a bit of a smaller piece, but very pretty. I would say, okay, Dancing Dots by Michael Miller. So these are not from the same line, but it's interesting that they were both dots. So that's a pretty one. I have to figure out something that's going to go with. I'm not seeing anything in front of me at the moment, but you never know. Alright, so Patchwork. Is this a Michael Miller? I don't think so. Interesting. Nothing on the salvage, but a patchwork piece. Hey, you know, you might just take that and put a solid little border on it and quilt it and use it for practice. Actually, you could make a couple of nice size hot pads for casserole dishes out of that. Yeah, that'd be cute. And just like I said, just put a little border on it and do a little bit of practice quilting on it, and done. Alright, throw that over in my little scrap box. And a pretty batiks. Couple of them. think these will blend really well with the ones I had earlier. So that's nice. They're just a couple of small pieces, so. Alright. Oh, and actually it looks like there's some more here. Go ahead and show all of this. Okay. Wow. This is gotta be like a single design maybe. Nope. Ooh, that's pretty. This one's gonna need to be opened up. I don't know that I can show you enough of that one. I'm gonna move the camera for just a minute so you can get a little better look at all that. Isn't that pretty? That's one that I feel like I just keep it as a single panel and do a nice border around it and quilt it. And I almost don't want to cut that up, so that's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah. In fact, I might do this one pretty soon. Just use it for practice. Alright, let me throw that off to the side here. And then, like I said, I kind of showed you those two. So those could be, I could cut these into little, or not little, but, you know, like maybe 4x4 or 5x5 squares. And sew a border around that print that I just showed you. That would be a very interesting idea. I'll try it. Okay, this one here. Ooh, this is pretty too. This is a little bit more random, so I feel okay about cutting it up. Yeah, I don't really see like a nice big pattern to this necessarily, so I'd feel okay with cutting that up in strips or squares, either one. It actually might be good for strips or borders, like large borders. Okay, this is a nice pretty one. Nice pretty backing on that. That's got to be at least a yard. So that's awesome. Alright, I would, while I'm showing you these, I have not kept track well enough. I would really like to go back and actually try to figure out what kind of yardage I got in this box. Don't know that I'm going to have time to do it before I post the video. If I don't have time to do it before I post the video, but I do end up doing it, I will enter it in the comments or in the description, just so we all know what 27 pounds of fabric looks like, or you know what size, or how many yards of fabric did I actually get, and what all bundles was I able to put together. So that's a really pretty batik there too. I don't know if I would use this with the greens though or not. It's a lot of greens and blues that I got today, but boy, I love that purple in there. That is really pretty. But yeah, lots of greens and blues that I got today, and so I just don't know that I would necessarily, maybe that one, to bring out the yellow a bit more, but there's some purple in there. And I think that would go nice. But the rest of these I think are more, I don't know, maybe the blue, but it's almost too blue. Although that's almost too green, I don't know. Yeah, so it'd be kind of interesting. I got a lot of greens and blues, so I will definitely put those with all of those. And in fact, maybe I may actually just cut up these two pieces to use for a scrappy border around that panel. And I might have one other thing that I can throw in with these and have like three blocks that are, you know, random squares around the panel. All right, well, that was it. That was plenty. Now I actually need to get it all sorted, and I'm going to try to account for all of it and see, like, yardage wise what it actually was. So like right here, this is actually about 22 and a half inches, so 45 inches, so more than a yard. Yeah, like a yard and a yard and a quarter. So that's awesome. And yeah, that's a nice size print there. And then I like those two with it, and I probably have a couple others in my stash that I would like with it, and so I will make a couple bundles out of that there. And then this one is actually a cotton, but it's the kind of thing that I would go ahead and put in there. In fact, I like that. I might give it just a little bit of pop in the batik quilt. In fact, I put that with that. I like it. So, alright. Well, like I said, I will try to figure it out and let you know what all I got. So I put some stuff away already, or I set it out here on the table and show you. Let me see if I can move some stuff around and come back with showing you what all was in the box. Okay, I missed a couple off to the side. So some more of the Beach Baby. So that's definitely going to be a quilt right there. And then I got another piece of the Sweetwater. So that is definitely going to be a quilt as well. And I probably don't even need this little panel here, but I'm going to leave it with this just in case I have scraps left over from this set here, because I think they'll go with this panel. So, but for a second, let me move it out of the way and try to remember where. So it's right here. Okay. So there were some small pieces from the other scrap bag, and now there's a pretty good size piece. So that's kind of awesome. Now I know I can do some stripes for sure. The only thing about this particular bundle is I am not super fond of stripes. I don't tend to, it's very hard for me to be straight with stripes really well, and I don't like it. Okay, so just to kind of go over what the pile looks like. So we got the batik panel there, and some of the batiks that I'm going to cut to do a border around it. We've got the baby, beach baby bundle here. That's going to do at least a full quilt, and it's going to be front and back. I'm fairly certain of it. And then a set of batiks here. May or may not leave the orange in it. I don't know. In fact, I probably will take this whole pile over here and go through all my other batiks and kind of sort them through and say this goes better with this, and etc. Little bit of a miscellaneous pile right here. So obviously the two fruits are the same, same basic print, different color. And then the fruit wording kind of fabric there, and the one by Lori Holt, and a couple little aquas, and yeah, some autumn. Sandy Gervais, I'm going to do a quilt out of that for sure. With Corey Yoder print back there in the back. I will add that into a bunch of my autumn stuff. The little doggies. That'd be a cute little, maybe a cute little kid quilt or something like that. Got some pinks to add into my Valentine's stash, and some reds to add into my Valentine's stash, or red, white, and blue for 4th of July. So the pinks that are over on the table there were ones that I previously had, and then this set right here is what I got in today's box. So I've got some good scraps to make up a couple of nice pink quilts. So, and then a little bit of a Christmas print here. Actually, I wouldn't even call it Christmas, winter. In fact, this one wouldn't even really have to be winter. Just, it could be a blue in a quilt. And then these are a couple Christmas fabrics. I love those doggies. They're so cute. So I was just looking on the internet to try to match up some of the fabrics in this scrap box, and I actually came across on Fat Quarter Shop, they have on flash sale bundles of birdsong, and so this was actually from my previous scrap bag a couple weeks ago, and I actually came across it and thought I would have never thought that these couple of scraps had actually gone together. This one I do think, you know, obviously the blue, etc., and little bird feet. So think, yeah, that works. And then this was also in the collection. And so is, and my camera's sitting on it, this piece right here, which I can see, but honestly there's just a strip from the scrap bag, so I'm probably not gonna put these together. I'm just gonna put it as a strip in my scrappy little box. But I can see that that was part of the line, and if you had more of this fabrics, it would be, yeah, it's the pretty birds and the bird feet and the flowers. But this one just doesn't read to me like it actually is part of this collection. I don't know why, it just doesn't. In the grayness in this particular one, I just like it with another bundle. So this is where I can sometimes go off the rails, and this is probably why I can't get more projects done, is because I buy the scrappy and then I have to go figure out, I don't really have to, I could just do what I want to do, but I like to figure out what was actually part of collections and what designers meant to go together. And so then it takes me some time to do that. So in that sort of way, I'm not necessarily sure that scrap bags and scrap boxes always are beneficial, because I spend a lot of time then looking at collections and trying to decide what the designers wanted to be all together, instead of just saying, I like this with this, and that's what I'm going to do. But in this case, I do like this with the Sweetwater line that I put it with. So anyhow, I just thought I'd come on and kind of share that I figured it out. But I also did figure out that there is more of this fabric line available. Fat Quarter Shop has the half-yard bundles on sale right now. I think there's only 2 left though, so I don't know. I don't think I'll do it though, because I just spent quite a bit already at Balthazar's Bazaar for So Yeah. But I may get on their website and see if they have any of this on clearance, and, you know, grab a couple of pieces to fill out a quilt. Or I might just do this as a wall hanging. Be something kind of cutesy for summer. Actually, I'm looking at it right now and I'm thinking that would be a cute bag too. Anyhow, so yeah, I just have a few scraps, but maybe I will try to find some on clearance and round out my little collection here. But for the most part, I have way too much from the box that I just got, so